Okay. So today we're talking with Gaurev, who loves dark chocolate ice cream, and his best party trick is that he can sleep through loud music. He wishes he was from Vienna. He's been cave diving, and his worst job was building boats. But today he's here to share about sailing across the Pacific. So welcome.
Welcome, Gaurav. The timer's
Thank you
starting.
so much.
So, yeah, wonderful. So tell us, how did this happen? You didn't like building boats, and then you ended up sailing, I believe, across the Pacific Ocean. So tell us about that.
Yeah, I didn't. Working on anything is not fun, but sailing is has always been a big hobby, and I've been very passionate. Like when I was in school, I used to go before exams. I would go on a sailboat and just study on the boat. So that was I just love sailing. So in 2013, I joined this race called the Clipper Around the World Yacht Race, and one of the legs in the race is from Qingdao in China to San Francisco, and it's 30 days of sailing across the Pacific in a sailboat, and it's fun because in middle of the halfway through. You are closer to people on the International Space Station than you are to any landmass on the planet. So
Wow.
yeah, any no one can come. Yeah, no one can come to rescue you, but the astronauts are pretty cool.
That is crazy. So how much time did you plan? If you were joined a team, was there some, were you with a big group? And can you tell us a little bit about the kind of gearing up to go?
Yeah, it was a team of 12. So I actually started with them from Brisbane, and then we went to Singapore, Hong Kong, and then we reached China. We had trained for 3 weeks before that, a year before that, and then the whole journey from Brisbane to Qingdao was around 2 months, and then this 1 month journey. And the team was interesting. It was mostly British. I was the only Indian. Um, Full of characters. There was a school headmaster. There was an emergency physician. There was an ex-Formula One test driver. It was There was a girl who had dropped out of school, and then there was someone who used to work in the opera in Dubai. So it was a really
Oh, my
uh,
goodness.
good mix. It was a very fun team. We had good moments, bad moments, but it was good fun.
Yeah, was there something unique that you remember that happened? Something that really stood out, like a day that you saw, just maybe saw some amazing pictures or wish you'd taken, something that stood out?
But there were many moments. I think almost all the nights that we saw the International Space Station go past, it was a moment in life. But there was one night which we called the night from hell, where we had like 45 foot waves and a
Oh,
big storm, and I almost got a hypothermic shock.
oh my
But
gosh.
it was a fun time. But the most memorable time was when we left from China. The last piece of land that we saw was near the coast of Japan, and the last thing we saw early in the morning while while crossing past Japan was Mount Fuji from far away.
Oh my
And the
gosh.
next piece of land we saw after 1 month of sailing was the Golden Gate Bridge. So it was just an amazing feeling to see
Wow.
two such iconic landmarks mark our journey.
Yeah, wow, that is spectacular. Of course, they're massive, right? So that's why you can see them from so far away.
Yes.
So, was there anything you weren't prepared for? Something that you wish you would have known going into that you would have prepared differently?
Oh, I lost my gloves right before we left China, and this was a very cold. Like it was just the end of winter in the northern hemisphere, but there was snow halfway through. There was minus degrees temperatures. So without gloves, it was quite it was quite cold. So that's what I was not prepared for. But otherwise, it was, I think, I've been sailing for 20 years, so I pretty much knew what to expect in terms of sailing. Yeah, and I miss my family throughout that, but I think I wouldn't trade those 30 days for anything else in life.
Yeah, I know. Those 30 days sound pretty amazing. Are you still in touch with some of the people from the group that went? Can you tell about
Oh
those
yes,
friendships?
I meet them whenever they are in Toronto or I travel to England. I was in France 2 years ago, and I met one of them there who was my best friend, and we used to have a good time cooking together. Um, so yeah, it's and we have a WhatsApp group. We get on video calls once in a while. They're all in England, so they meet more often. And some of
Right.
them actually have moved into the same city, so they go sailing together a lot often.
Oh,
So I'm looking forward to next time I am in England. Probably I was supposed to go this November, but you're not traveling anymore, so maybe next year.
Yeah, yeah, that's too bad. And it's so cool that you see like lifelong friends. Of course, that's what would happen. So, I mean, you said it was the best, a lifetime of an adventure. Would you do it again? Would you do that kind of thing again?
I'm doing something even bigger now. In 2022, I'm going to do a solo around the world nonstop. So it's basically I start in France, I sail under Africa, sail under Australia, then sail under New Zealand, and then go across the Pacific, sail under Cape Horn, and then go back to France. So it'll be at least 210 days at sea without stopping anywhere or by myself with no help from anyone else outside. So and I'm doing it without technology, without GPS, with the old ways, with the sextant and navigating
Oh,
with the stars and the
oh my
sun.
gosh.
So that's the plan. That's
that's
the
the
plan
plan.
for 2022.
Oh,
Well,
that's
you
so
are,
exciting. You got to like keep in touch, so
yeah.
cheer you on, and like that's so amazing that you're going to plan
Oh
to
yeah.
do this. I mean, what an amazing journey. So
Um,
last, really quick, because we're running out of time, what would you suggest for someone else who wants to do this? I know you mentioned someone dropped out of school. Can they join a team? Is there a website, or where do they find out and sign on?
I think so. The first race I did was called the Clipper Around the World Yacht Race, and it's for amateurs, so anyone can pay and go do the race. It's not very expensive, and they teach you. If you don't know how to sail, they'll teach you over 3 weeks, and then you'll be ready to go take on the high seas.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh,
I am
wow.
in.
So I heard the timer go off, but that's
Yes.
amazing. Thank you, Gaurav, for sharing your story. I mean, how amazing. And to meet you, someone that's going to actually go around the world solo, 210 days. It's just amazing to me because I have a little bit of fear of ocean water like that, being alone out in a boat. So
I-
Yeah, I'm
so,
scared too. Like you get scared every time you go sailing, but it's like once you're out, you're out.
yeah. So, okay. Well, thanks for sharing, and everybody can travel with us through real stories from real people. So thanks for joining us, and we'll hopefully be able to stay in touch with you.
Thanks.